And I made myself a promise that there'll never be another kid ever needing a toy that I can help as long as I live.
A man is on a mission to make sure every child in Rowan County has a Merry Christmas.
I don't think the maximum penalty for a Class A misdemeanor is really justification for one life and the suffering of the other life, but we just hope that whatever maximum penalty is available will be sentenced to.
A Rowan County dog owner is charged with animal cruelty after one of his dogs was found dead and the other extremely underweight.
And a man accused of stealing a car with a baby in the back seat is now behind bars.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
We begin with a developing story out of Boone County tonight. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Police have arrested a man in connection with an Amber Alert issued Thursday. Florence police say officers arrested 25-year-old Jonathan Sester in Hamilton County, Ohio today. They say Sester stole a car from a speedway in Boone County last week with a 20-day-old baby in the back seat. Surveillance video from the speedway on US 42 in Florence shows the mother and her other child walking inside the convenience store. That's when police say Sester got in the car and drove away. Florence police found the baby in the car on Dixie Highway in Fort Mitchell. We're told the car was not running when officers found it, but it was still warm when they arrived. The baby was not hurt. We're continuing to track the case against a Rowan County man charged with animal cruelty. State police arrested Ricky G on US 60 around 11 o'clock Saturday morning. Police say rescuers found his two Dobermans chained to a pole outside his house last week. One of those dogs later died. The Star Rescue Group is caring for the surviving dog. WKYT's Sam Smith talked with members of the group. Grateful G is now behind bars. He has our top story.
Lola's improving quickly.
2 weeks ago, the Rowan County dog warden responded to a call about Lola and another dog appearing to be starving outside a home on US 60 East. When he arrived, the other dog was dead and Lola was in terrible shape.
She seemed like she was almost near death when we came into finding her.
Lola was voluntarily given up by her owner, Ricky G, and put in the care of the group STAR, which stands for Saving the Animals of Rowan. A veterinarian says Lola was suffering from neglect. Now Jan Dachi says Lola is doing much better.
She outgrew her new harness already, so we had to fit her with a larger one today. The fact that she's come back so quickly is very heartwarming.
G is charged with animal cruelty in the second degree. Folks with STAR say that's not enough.
I don't think the maximum penalty for a Class A misdemeanor is really justification for one life and the suffering of the other life, but we just hope that whatever maximum penalty is available will be sentenced to.
Dachi says STAR will continue to nurse Lola until she's well enough to be adopted, making sure she's back to a healthy weight, spayed, and has all her vaccinations. In Rowan County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
STAR needs help paying for Lola's vet bills and food. They are accepting monetary donations. Hope you enjoyed this official first day of winter. The clear sunny skies may be disappearing this coming work week. WKYT's Mike Linden is tracking some changes to the holiday forecast. Mike, still a chance we have a white Christmas?
There is still a chance that we have a white Christmas. It is going to be rather wet leading up to the holiday, but as far as that white Christmas, all is right now aligning for us to certainly see precipitation for the next few days. Right now, though, not seeing very much of anything. Temperature-wise, certainly feels a lot more like the winter out there right now than where we were this afternoon. Most spots are now falling below freezing, but a few spots still holding on to that mild air. 42 degrees in London, Pulaski County not far behind at around 39 degrees. But coming up in right around 5-10 minutes, I'll be tracking, like Kristen mentioned, the possibility of a white Christmas. And it seems rather likely with cold air coming in by the middle of the week, by Christmas Eve, and plenty of moisture on the way as well. I'll show you what I'm tracking in about 10 minutes.
The principal of a Central Kentucky high school faces DUI charges tonight. Police arrested David Horseman after they found him passed out in his car parked at a Speedway gas station on Paris Pike in Lexington. Police say Horseman admitted to driving to the Speedway after drinking. Sources close to the school tell us Horseman is the principal of Bourbon County High School. Tonight, we're hearing from neighbors who watched a fight and high-speed police chase unfold on their street. Yesterday morning, officers chased after Marco Marcel Givens. They say he forced a woman and her child into his car and sped off down Georgetown Street. Police caught up to him on Pemberton and arrested him. Neighbors nearby saw the ordeal unfold.
That was unnecessary, and to put an innocent child at risk was really unnecessary. Childish, self-centered. It's just really sad.
Both the mother and child, held against their will, are okay. Police say Givens not only spit on a firefighter, but also caused hundreds of dollars worth of damage to a police cruiser. He is scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow. Tonight, officers are trying to figure out who fired shots in a Lexington neighborhood. Witnesses on Keys Road heard gunfire around 2:30 this afternoon. They reported seeing a man drive away in a Mercedes. About 15 minutes later, police got a call about a man with a gunshot wound to his leg. That man, police say, isn't giving them any information about the shooters. Police did find some bullet holes in a home, but they haven't found any casings. Officers in Lexington are also investigating an early morning home invasion. Police tell us around 7 this morning, a man with a gunshot wound walked into Good Samaritan Hospital. He told officers he was at his home on Anniston Drive when a masked man forced his way inside. The man says the intruder shot him. Police have a very limited description of that person. They took the victim to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And an early morning robbery in Lexington sent one man to the hospital. Police say a man was walking on Lane Allen near Harrodsburg Road when 3 men came up behind him and assaulted him. He was able to walk to the Save-A-Lot on Southland Drive to get help. The victim told police one of the men hit him over the head and stole his keys and some cash. A family is remembering a man kidnapped and murdered in Lexington 1 year ago. Alex Johnson went missing December 20th last year, and 2 weeks later, crews found his body in a barrel on the Kentucky River. Late last night, his family posted a thank you to everyone who prayed and searched for Johnson. Police say Mark Taylor and Timothy Ballard lured Johnson into their car and beat him to death. Taylor is charged with murder and kidnapping, Ballard with kidnapping and evidence tampering. Johnson's family is also suing the city, saying police were not properly dispatched after someone made emergency calls. The search for a man who went missing this weekend is now over. Sheriff's deputies in Laurel County say someone spotted 71-year-old Michael Salisbury this morning driving his car down the road. They say he was alert and oriented. Deputies issued a golden alert for Salisbury after family reported him missing. He takes various medications and we're told is a diabetic. Deputies say Salisbury had an argument with his wife and left their home around 3 yesterday. In Powell County lined up outside the Peddler's Auction House today to talk to Santa. After giving the Jolly Man their wish list, they got to pick from a room filled with Christmas toys just for them. Organizer Jimmy Cole got the idea for the toy giveaway 15 years ago when a child approached him.
We had a little boy come up to us. He was telling us that his mom and dad was in jail, and he wanted to know if we could help him get a toy. And I said, sure, we can. And I made myself a promise that there'll never be another kid ever needing a toy that I can help as long as I live. And we've put it together ever since.
Cole hopes to help even more children next year. A Lexington homeowner is lighting up his neighborhood with Christmas spirit. The home on Mount McKinley Way features a computerized Christmas display. The owner asks anyone who visits to bring non-perishable food over. He's collecting cans for God's Pantry. His goal is to get more than 200 pounds of food. Today, a group in Harlan County helped provide a Christmas dinner to hard-hit families of out-of-work coal miners and truck drivers. Sean Berry watched volunteers hand out meals.
No Christmas dinner is complete without the turkey.
And I know it's just a small gesture of a turkey.
In Harlan, the Tri-State Bass Club handed out the not-so-small 14-pound Freebird Sunday to more than 100 out-of-work miners and truck drivers.
Being able to help our fellow people here in the county means a lot to me and them. That's why they're here to help out today.
Thanks to the club's gifts, those receiving the turkeys might be able to have a better Christmas.
I really do appreciate these fellows for taking the time out of their day to do this, and I've got a lot of respect for them.
Members of the Bass Club told me they chose to help out coal miners just because it means more to their community.
Our community has been hit so hard with layoffs and stuff like that. We figured just a little bit from us giving back to the community through sponsorship to help out on Christmas, you know.
It brings a tear to my eye almost, man, because that's awesome that they're helping these families in the time of need when we really need it the most.
As the day went on, turkey after turkey disappeared, helping to provide a Merry Christmas for those who need it the most.
That was Sean Berry reporting. This is the club's second year giving away free turkeys. People in New York City are mourning the loss of 2 police officers shot execution style while on duty Saturday afternoon in Brooklyn. The city's police commissioner is calling the crime an assassination. Investigators say the shooter posted on social media he was planning a retribution attack for the recent shootings of unarmed black men. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette reports from Brooklyn, New York.
There were songs and prayers at a candlelight vigil Sunday evening held at the intersection in Brooklyn where 2 police officers were ambushed and killed Saturday afternoon. Local minister Kirsten Johnfoy says those who are divided need to put aside their differences after months of conflict and protests against police.
We need to show the world that this is not who we are as a community, that we appreciate the sacrifice of our police officers.
A memorial at the intersection continues to grow with many flowers, candles, and signs left behind. This is where 28-year-old Ismael Brinsley fired 4 shots at 40-year-old Rafael Ramos and 32-year-old Wenjian Liu before killing himself. Police describe Brinsley as a troubled man with a decade-long criminal record who tried to commit suicide as recently as a year ago. Hours before the shooting, he posted on social media that he was going to put, quote, wings on pigs, and referred to the deaths of Eric Garner and Michael Brown. And right before he opened fire, police say he told people, watch what I'm going to do.
I hope and pray that we can reflect on this tragic loss of lives that have occurred so that we can move forward.
Bunting is draped over the door of the precinct where the officers worked, and flags are flying at half-staff. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, Brooklyn, New York.
Police say Brinsley shot his ex-girlfriend, 29-year-old Shanika Nicole Thompson, at her home in Baltimore Saturday morning before traveling by bus to New York. She's in critical condition. We have a reminder tonight for Lexington drivers. The blasting part of the New Circle Road widening project will impact another road this week. State transportation crews will shut down Alexandria Drive between the roundabout and Viley Road twice Monday and twice Tuesday. Blasting is scheduled for 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. both days. Crews are widening New Circle between Versailles Road and Leestown Road.